Welcome into Busch Stadium in downtown St. Louis. Sunday baseball on the show. It's the Los Angeles Dodgers taking on the St. Louis Cardinals. First pitch coming at you right after the break. Just about to get underway and getting to start. Eric Fetty. And Singy, it's unique these days, but he's more of a pitch-to-contact type of guy.
Yeah, Boogie, he doesn't rely too heavily on the strikeout. He knows he needs to miss barrels, get some soft contact, let the defense do work behind him. And I think a guy like that can keep a good tempo, don't give hitters time to adjust or think. They can move through a ball game, and you look up, they're in line for a quality start. We'll see what he's got in this one.
Enrique Hernandez leading things off and takes a strike. That to right. Burleson makes the catch, and there's one gone. Time to check out the Dodgers lineup. They do a lot of things well in this offense, Singy. They control the strike zone. They make pitchers work hard for outs. And as a result, one of the better OBP teams in the league.
Well, what I love about it is it's an organizational philosophy. Whether you go to instructional league, whether you go to spring training, you see these players even during batting practice. When it doesn't matter, they're practicing that type of approach, Boog. And when you have that filtering through the organization, even when you call up a player, they step right in and continue with the pattern that they have established at this level, which ultimately leads to a lot of success.
And now 2-0. You know, you translate on base percentage, it's basically this. Teams that have a high on base percentage, they don't make outs at a very high rate. As my buddy Joe Sheehan says, OBP is life.
Two balls, two strikes.
One down, base is empty. Struck him out looking. And here's Freddie Freeman. Put that 600 slugging into context. The league average usually in the low 400s. And that's in there at the knees. And ball one. Here comes a pitch. Went with the sweeper, but it misses. Ground ball left side, and that's just foul. 2 outs, base is empty. That missed by a lot. 3-2 now. Will Smith waiting to bat for the Dodgers. Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout. Nothing doing for the Dodgers here. And now the Cardinals get their first shot at it here. No score. You're watching Major League Baseball exclusively on the show. Back here in St. Louis and on the hill in this one, Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
Well, this guy's just been filthy out there on the mound. Hitters batting under 200 against him, and they're just having a hard time squaring up anything, doing any type of damage. The only way he hurts himself is if he gives up the free passes and surrenders a rare home run. But outside of that, it's going to be a tough job for the opposing lineup today.
Foul ball there. Comes up empty.
No balls, 2 strikes.
And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. Swung on, popped up on the infield. Betts makes the grab, 1 down. Now we take a check of the St. Louis Cardinals lineup. One guy leading the way offensively for this club right now, Lars Nootbaar.
And Boog, he's their team leader in home runs, so you know the pitchers on that other side, man, they took a lot of time preparing for him in that pregame meeting. You know, he's got a lot of pop, and it's real pop. It's not fluky at all. He can absolutely change the outlook of a game very quickly, so watch out when he steps in.
Mason Wynn, the batter now, as he swings and misses for strike 1. Slice to right. So a man aboard. And up next for St. Louis, Brendan Donovan. First offering. Runner goes. Swing and a miss. Safe at second with a stolen base. Chris, his wheels were the difference maker on that play. Just got in there.
Yeah, with StatCast's help, we see his top speed on this stolen base, and that's a big number. I mean, man, he really made his athleticism work for him on that one.
Lifted in the air down the left side. Conforto on the move, and there's 2 down. So the go-ahead run in scoring position. And here's the first baseman, Wilson Contreras. Swing and a ground ball. Now the throw to first on the run. Nicely done for the out. The Cards leave 1, scoreless after 1. Back here in St. Louis, and up to the plate is Will Smith. Fetty back to work. Soft contact in the air, and foul ball. And the pitch is outside, ball 1. James Kingsley, our plate umpire, consistent and maybe a little generous on the edges.
Yeah, Boog, he'll give a little bit on the edges, like you said, but from what I've seen, he usually does that when a pitcher is just commanding those parts of the strike zone, and essentially they've earned it. The umpire rolls with them.
That misses. Now 3-1.
First pitch strike from the pitcher, but then no panic at all by the hitter. Very patient, showing good discipline. Now he's in the driver's seat with a 3-1 count.
That one misses. So a leadoff walk. And that's their first base runner of the game. Here's Max Muncy. Tap foul at the plate. That one finds the zone. That is strike 2. Swings through him for the K. Nice job behind the plate there.
Well, take a look at the three-pitch sequence here. Pretty simple in terms of putting them away at the plate. Once you're ahead 0-2 as a pitcher, you can really expand the zone and see how aggressive that hitter is going to be trying to protect and battle. And right there, clearly he was in swing mode, but all you can do is hope to foul that off.
Now it's the right fielder, Andy Pajes. And that one fouled off. The 0-1. And a foul ball. On the ground, a second, might be two. Here's Wynn for one. Over to first, safe. The batter will be Michael Conforto. This one popped up. Wynn drifts towards it. He makes the grab, and that's the third out. So no runs, no base hits, no errors, and one left on base. Now to the bottom of the second. No score. Back in St. Louis as the Cardinals come up to hit here in the last of the second. And now the right fielder, Alec Burleson.
Well, Boog, here's a nugget on Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Well, he rarely travels without his tiny, fluffy dog, Mikan. Mikan is named after a famous mandarin orange from Japan whose peel nearly matches the pup's fur color. I love that name. Threw that fastball right by him, slightly elevated. That's a confidence boost for this guy out there on the mound. We'll see if he continues to climb the ladder.
Next pitch is downstairs. And that one wrapped foul. And that's a little bit high. And that's ball two.
Really good take, especially with two strikes.
Still 2-2 after the foul ball.
I wouldn't throw him another breaking ball. Try to go again with the fastball, slightly elevated. He just is having a hard time catching up.
Foul ball, another 2-2 upcoming. Next offering misses down and away. And foul ball. Foul ball, and it remains a full count. Bounce to the right. Tosses to first, and quickly one away in the second. And now it's Ivan Herrera. That one's in there, 0-1. 0-0 here in the bottom of the second. That one hit to right. Pajes gets under it, and there's two away. Here's Nolan Gorman. That's in for a strike. It's 0-1. Just off the inside edge. Fought off foul.
He was a little out front, but did a good job keeping the hands back long enough to foul that pitch off.
Fouls it off, still 1-2.
That wasn't an easy pitch to hit. It's much easier to do damage against mistakes, but that's not what that pitch was.
And that misses. And the count's even at 2. Swings and misses, struck him out. And down in order go the Cardinals. We'll move to the third with no score. All set for the start of the inning. And at the plate for the Dodgers, Tommy Edman. Edman in the 8th spot in today's lineup. And they went out and made a trade for him last season. Right through there for a strike.
Well, he didn't like those first 2 pitches. Now in an 0-2 hole. He's going to have to battle. Hope he gets a mistake.
Stays alive. In the dirt, now 1-2. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. Grounded to Gorman. Gorman throws on to first. Leadoff hitter gone in the 3rd. Digging in, it's the speedy outfielder, Hye-Sung Kim. He's been a great free agent sign. That's in there. 0-1. That's a strike across the top of the zone.
0-2 is the count.
And the 0-2. Gets a piece and stays alive. One down, base is empty. Fights that one away, and the count remains 0-2. Top of the 3rd, no score. Outside low, and that's ball 1.
This guy's a fun guy to watch taking at bat. He just battles up there. He doesn't take a pitch off at all. Makes it so difficult on the pitchers out there. You can tell they get frustrated with how long it takes to put him away.
Dives, but it kicks off his glove. No throw, and they catch a break as they get a base runner at first.
Good 2-strike hitting right there, Boog. A bit of a lost start for some, so that was nicely done to beat the odds. And now let's see if they force some action with good wheels on the bases.
Swing and a ball hit out towards left center field. Hauls it in after a long run. 2 down.
That's just a really nice catch on the run right there. He saved extra bases for sure. If the pitcher's his friend, he'll give him a second to catch his breath before he's ready to deal the next pitch.
Here's Mookie now. Went down on strikes his first time through.
1-0.
Squirts away a little bit. 2 gone, but the go-ahead run is at first. We're here in the top half of inning number 3.
Ball, that pitch is up.
Well, he looks more focused at the plate and working the count after that first at-bat strikeout.
Aye.
Next offering in there for a strike. And it's 2-2. Fights it off. He'll see another. Two outs. Now this one gets away from the catcher. Gets to it onto first. In time. So the drop third strike doesn't hurt him, and that's that. So one hit is all they get. We move on to the bottom of inning number 3. We're tied 0-0. Back here at Busch Stadium, bottom of the inning, and stepping in for the Cardinals, Pedro Pajes. And there's the strike.
0-1's the count.
Got the bat going too soon. It's strike 2.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Check swing on an 0-2. Appeal to first. Did not go. Strike 3. It's a strikeout for Yamamoto.
And he'll be beating himself up on the way back to the dugout. Got a pitch to hit and just couldn't get to it. I think that slider really caught way more of the plate than it was supposed to.
Victor Scott next up for the Cardinals. In for a strike, and it's 0-1.
0-1.
One out, base is empty. And a big swing and a miss.
You know, Boog, every team has a hitters meeting pregame, but this lineup seems way too anxious, aggressive. You wonder what they talked about.
Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. And a foul ball, he stays alive. Off the mark there. And the count 1-2. That's foul off to the right side. Keeps the AB going. Another, and that's 3 straight strikeouts. Back-to-back strikeouts to start the frame, and that's now 3 in a row.
Yeah, he's really settling in and getting a feel for his pitches, throwing them where he wants to right now. So we'll see how long he can keep this streak going.
Lars Nootbaar next up for the Cardinals. First pitch just misses. Two down, nobody on. Now 1-1.
The guy's going this good. He's retired 7 in a row. You got to step out of the box, fake bunt, do something to break it up.
The 1-1. Fouled off, and they'll do it again. Breaking ball, and that got him. He had 2 strikes on him, and he hit him. Mason Wynn next up for the Cardinals. 1 for 1 with a single so far. And that is out of play. Nootbaar leads off first with 2 down to the inning. Swing and a ball lifted in the air. Kim brings it in, and that is that. So 1 left for the Cardinals, and we are still scoreless. And we're back as we go to the top of the 4th. So now it's Freddie Freeman. Called strike right there.
You know, these Dodgers, as this game goes on, have to be more disciplined at the plate. They're chasing a lot of pitches outside the zone, and those chases that are turning into a bunch of outs, can they turn that around and stay within the zone? We'll see, but I think they have to.
And that one is lifted in the air. Burleson makes the grab, 1 down. Will Smith to the plate. Walked his first time. Hammers that one deep left field and forget it. He sends it out of here. The Dodgers strike first. It's 1-0. He only needed 1 swing to square it up.
Not wasting any time in that at bat, Boog. Aggressive, and it paid off. A good hitter gets pitch recognition early. He saw exactly where that was going to be. The challenge, not get over anxious and come out of your swing. He stayed on it and got all of it.
And now it's Max Muncy. His first at bat was a strikeout. And that's in for a strike.
Well, he's looking great so far. It helps when over 80% of your first pitches are strikes. He might be able to go the distance if he keeps this up.
1 out, bases empty, and a run in. Top half of inning number 4. And that's through there for a strike. And it's 0-2. Sharp grounder. That's through for a base hit. So a man aboard now with 1 away.
Love how he let that ball travel, trusted his hands. Nice job of going the other way.
Next to hit, Andy Pajes. 0 for 1. He hit into a fielder's choice his first time. That one finds the zone. That's strike 1. Upstairs.
Oh, that's too high.
Man at first, 1 away. That's a hit. Lead runner holds at second base. First and second with 1 down. 2 on, 1 out. Michael Conforto will climb in. He's 0 for 1. And that's off the inside edge. 1-0.
Well, he's just given up 3 straight hits, and now behind in this count to this hitter. Might be a good time for somebody to call a timeout. Maybe the pitching coach go out there and talk to him just a little bit.
And another ball.
Tough spot right here. A couple runners on. 2-ball count. You can't nibble, but you have to execute and finish your pitch. If you leave something out over the plate, it's going to bring in some runs.
Inside, and it's 3-0.
At the dish, looking to lift the ball in the air in this spot. Anything but the inning double play, Boog.
1 out. Runners at first and second. And they're all loaded up.
He did not take the bat off his shoulder the entire at bat.
And here comes Tommy Edman. Golden opportunity right here. Misses again, 5 in a row.
Way to lay off that pitch down.
On the ground to third, might be 2. Fires to second for 1, but not in time at first. He's safe. The inning is still alive and the run scores.
I promise you, there are guys that get a little bit faster when they can smell an RBI. That was a possible inning-ending double play. Great hustle, and he gets rewarded with the RBI because of it.
And up next for Los Angeles, Hesung Kim reached on an infield single his first time. Outside low, and it's 1-0. The 1-1 is fouled off. Next pitch misses way outside. Pajes on third. Edman at first. 2 out of the inning. Way inside.
3-2, 2 out, runner on first. A lot of movement in the infield. Hitter's got to stay focused on the pitch.
And that'll load the bases. And Kike Hernandez at the plate. 0 for 2 in this one. And there's a ball. Action in the St. Louis bullpen. Sonny Gray, the veteran right-hander, appears to be loosening up. Palante getting cranked up as well. Two outs. Up and in. And that's ball 2.
Pressure's on right here. 2-0 count, bases loaded. You don't want to fall to a 3-ball count and then walk in a run. He's got to challenge the hitter right here.
That one misses. That's 5 straight.
Well, I would expect in this 3-0 count, you're taking all the way. See if they'll walk you.
Mookie Betts up next for the Dodgers. Ball 4, and a run comes in to score.
He's really gotten himself into a mess out there and now forces home a run with the wall. This inning's definitely getting away from him.
Here comes the manager out of the Cardinals dugout, and he'll make a move to the pen. Eric Fetty out of the game, and he leaves with the bases loaded, so he'll look for some help from his teammate coming in behind him. New arm of the mound for the Cardinals, number 49.
Just trying to keep this one close here, and this is where a bullpen can give their players a chance to fight back into the game.
Two outs, bases full. Mookie Betts steps to the plate for the Dodgers. First pitch doesn't find the zone.
Big moment in this game. 2 outs, 2 runners in scoring position, and Could really break this thing wide open early.
Swing and a foul out of play. Swing and a miss as he was out front that time.
2 strikes.
The Dodgers threatening. Swing and a miss, struck him out. 3 runs on 3 hits, 1 a solo shot. To the bottom of inning number 4 now. It's the Dodgers 3 and the Cardinals nothing. Ready to go, bottom 4. Here's the second baseman, Brendan Donovan. And immediately pumps in a strike to the left-handed hitter. Fouled off to the right. The 0-2. Now one
Ball,
missed.
2 strikes.
Got him swinging.
You usually are going to see that inside fastball a little longer coming in from the opposite side, but that pitch really got in on him right there. I mean, that's a well-thrown pitch. Tough to do anything with that in terms of getting the hands through and the sweet spot of the bat to the baseball.
And that one pulled foul. Chris, when you take in a stadium, I think one of the things that I always contemplate is, where are you? And in St. Louis, Busch Stadium, you know exactly where you are with the arch in the background. They mow it into the lawn, the gateway arch. Basically goes from line to line and out towards center field, and then the retired numbers, the championship banners. I mean, it really shows off the history of this proud franchise.
Yeah, Boog, and this city is always just covered in red, especially during the baseball season. But they've added that ballpark village out there in left center field. Very accessible to come into this city, stay downtown, get to the ballpark, and take in a game in a great setting.
2 down, bases empty. Now it's the right fielder, Alec Burleson. 0 for 1 so far. Swing and a high fly ball out towards right field. And puts the squeeze on that one. And that'll do it. Back here in St. Louis, and now the first baseman, Freddie Freeman. And that is downstairs. Ball 1.
Ball 1, no strikes.
And there's a ball.
2-0.
Here's a high chopper. Donovan handles, throws to first, and the leadoff hitter retired in the 5th.
Up next for the Dodgers, catcher Will Smith.
The batter now will be Will Smith. He's already homered here in this one. Yeah, that's fouled off. And the 0-1. That one the other way, and that's a base hit. So they get a man aboard with a one-out single.
Now batting.
Showed a willingness to drive that pitch the opposite way. Didn't get jumpy, didn't try to pull the ball. He let it get deep, took the barrel right to it, and then extended through the swing for the line drive base hit.
Here comes Max Muncy. That one fouled off. Smith stands at first with one out. Misses
Nope,
just off the outside edge. I think that was a strike. That's in there. In the count 1-2. Rolled to short, possible 2-ball. Off balance speed, there's one. And that's 2. One hit in the inning, but no one left. Home half of the 5th coming up. It's the Dodgers 3 and the Cardinals nothing. And welcome back to the ballpark. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Now it's the DH, Ivan Herrera. Yamamoto back to work. Swings and hits one in the air out towards right field. Brings it in. One away.
Up next for the Cardinals.
So up next, Nolan Gorman. 0 for 1. He struck out swinging last time. Swings and misses. 0-1.
Oh, he's looking great so far. It helps when over 80% of your first pitches are strikes. He might be able to go the distance if he keeps this up.
And it's even up. Late swing, foul to the left. Swings through that, and it's a strikeout. So he picks up his 6th strikeout of the ball game.
Definitely made him chase a little bit out of the zone right there. I don't think that's a strike if he takes it. Pretty textbook pitching. Get ahead in the count, get the guy in the box on his heels, and then force him to chase your pitch where he doesn't have much of a chance to do any damage.
Pajes in the box now. No balls and a strike.
0-1's the count.
Well, I think the key, if he can get through one more inning, anything after that, a hitter or two is bonus, but they should be lined up good enough to get to the finish line.
0-2.
Yamamoto sends her packing. Redbirds down quietly. They trail it here 3-0. Back here in St. Louis, new inning getting started. And at the plate for the Dodgers, Andy Pajes. And the first pitch misses for ball 1. And it's fouled away. Ball to strike. The pitch.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Slider misses outside.
Pretty easy to give up on that pitch right there. Started on the edge of the plate with the spin. You know it's going to finish well off the plate.
High fly ball, and that one curling foul down the right side. And a payoff pitch. Lifted in the air, right field. Burleson hauls it in, and there's one away.
Now batting, left fielder, Michael Conforto.
And here is Michael Conforto. Conforto, in his 9th season, 32 years old, he joined the team as a free agent. And first offering is fouled off. Just missed. Base is empty, one away, and we're the top half of the 6th. Just missed. And he handles it himself for the out.
Now batting, second baseman, Tommy Edman.
Here's a switch hitter, Tommy Edman.
With this kind of lead, he can swing freely, try to hit the ball out of the park, do what he loves to do.
Swing and a pop-up. Foul territory for the catcher. Pajes makes the catch, inning over. Nothing doing here this half. 9-1 and 2 scheduled to hit in the home half of the 6th. It's the Dodgers 3 and the Cardinals nothing. Back here at Busch Stadium, ready to go for the last half of the inning. Now up for St. Louis, Victor Scott. That's off the mark, and that's ball one.
You know, these Cardinals just lacking discipline at the plate in this ball game. They've been chasing pitches outside the zone all game, and it's led to some frustrating moments. They've been fooled quite a bit today.
The next offering misses, and it's 2-1. And a swing and a miss.
And it really looks like these hitters have been in between with their timing today. Good fastball, excellent slider, but they've not been able to commit to one velocity and stay there.
And it remains 2-2. Swing and a miss. Curveball in the dirt. On to first. Got him. One away on the strikeout. So the batting order turns over. Lars Nootbaar next up for the Cardinals. He swings and fouls one off. The Dodgers leading by 3 here in the bottom of the 6th. Right side, Edman. To first, and they get the out.
Now batting, the shortstop, Mason.
And up next for St. Louis, Mason Wynn, 1 for 2. On the ground, and it goes just foul. Late on that fastball.
0-2 is the count.
Hard hit, left field, base hit. And they have their first base runner since the 3rd inning.
Now batting.
Dominant performance for him today, Boo. Just 2 hits allowed so far, no runs across either, and he's had an answer for just about every hitter he's faced. So I don't think this hit is going to knock him off his stride too much.
Now it's the second baseman, Brendan Donovan. Chris, baseball today, so many strikeouts, and they are available to pitchers. But this is a guy that puts the bat on the ball and is kind of different from the players that we see day in, day out. That one off the mark, and that is ball 1.
Yeah, his swing is so good. It's in the zone a long time. He gets the barrel to it a lot, and that produces more base hits.
Swing and a pop-up. Muncy settles under this one and makes the grab. And that is that. Make it 6 shutout innings for him out there now. It's the Dodgers 3 and the Cardinals nothing.
Now pitching.
Welcome back. We're in the 7th. We have a new pitcher on the mound, Sonny Gray.
Pretty tight game, so they're looking for quality pitches out of him right here. Got to do his best to keep the score right where it is.
So digging in, Hesung Kim.
Center fielder, Hesung Kim.
Ball 1 there. Singy, one of the things that's interesting is that guys really don't worry about swing and miss from an offensive standpoint anymore. So when you see somebody who contacts the ball like this, do you think of that as plus value?
Absolutely. If he's doing damage now, if he's rolling over and grounding out, then it's a different story. But yeah, if he can put the ball in the gaps or over the fence, 100%.
There's a strike.
Yeah, and the domino effect of that is running up pitch counts on pitchers and then either getting them to a place of fatigue or getting into the bullpen perhaps before you get to those higher leverage arms at the back end. Good late cut for the strikeout there. That thing really got in on him. And, you know, the cutter isn't really a huge swing and miss pitch most of the time because it's not really meant to move a whole lot. You're just trying to miss the big part of the barrel and maybe get some weak contact. But that one right there did a whole lot more than that. That was a really good pitch.
Misses outside, and a count even 1-1. Movement in the bullpen. John King getting ready to go. One down, base is empty. Right through there for a strike. One of the things that Jim Leland used to say when I was broadcasting with the Marlins, the longer a plate appearance goes for a batter, the more likely it is that something good will happen for the hitter.
Yeah, and I figured you would get Kotsay into this because you had a free dinner at his house the other night.
That is true. Fouls that off to the left, and we'll do it again.
Ball 2.
Spoils that one, and it remains 2-2. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. Ninth pitch of the at-bat due next. Still 2-2 after the foul ball. That one just misses. Strike three, and that's 2 in a row.
Chance to strike out the side now. You talk about the benefits, the advantages of relievers who can come in and get the swing and miss, whether it's inherited runners or maybe a little jam that they get into themselves. Knowing that they can miss the bat, tell you what, that's huge and can change the ball game.
Betts stands in now and watches strike one.
Some hitters are just more confident if they can track that first pitch out of the hand of the pitcher. They don't care if they fall behind 0-1.
To third, Gorman. In plenty of time to first, and Betts is gone. And the Dodgers are set down in order. Dodgers go down quietly, but they lead at 3-0. And we're back. And up to hit is Wilson Contreras.
Leading off for St. Louis, first baseman, Wilson Contreras.
Delivers a pitch in for a strike at 95. Meanwhile, activity in the bullpen. Alex Vesia getting loose out there. Yates also throwing. Here's your 0-1. Check swing, called strike. Just missed.
1 ball, 2 strikes to count.
Sia strikes him out for the second time today.
Well, he's on a great run of strikeouts and showing excellent control and command, not walking opposing batters. You know, this offense, they've got to find a way to break his rhythm, put the bat on the ball, maybe try to bunt for a base hit, get him off the mound, moving around, step out, something to interrupt his timing because he's coming right after these guys.
And stepping in for the Cardinals, Alec Burleson. And a first pitch fastball is in for a strike.
0-1.
Pretty amazing. His first pitch strike percentage over 90%. You know you're getting something in the zone first pitch. So if you're a hitter, got to be ready to let it fly, even though he's had a lot of success on that first pitch of the at-bat.
Swings through the fastball up in the zone.
So impressive
No ball,
how the
2 strikes.
velo is still there, even this deep into the outing.
The Redbirds trailing by 3 here at the bottom of the 7th. Yamamoto sends him packing.
Well, classic pitch sequencing there to change eye levels for the punch out. That fastball on the pitch before was up. It was very competitive, and that gets you thinking that he might try to climb the ladder. But then the curveball out of that same tunnel just falls off the table, and you can't make contact.
And the batter now, Ivan Herrera. Swing and a high fly ball left field. And that's the inning. Still in total command on the mound with 7 shutout innings. It's the Dodgers 3 and the Cardinals nothing. Pitching change here, John King. He last pitched 2 days ago.
Now pitching for the Cardinals, number 47, John.
Here is Freddie Freeman. 0 for 3 in this one.
First baseman, Freddie Freeman.
Knee high, that's in for a strike. Action in the pen down there. A right-hander appears to be getting loose. Next offering is downstairs. Next offering is fouled back. On the ground right side. Into the outfield. Base hit. And the leadoff man aboard.
Now batting, catcher, Will Smith.
And here's the catcher, Will Smith. He went deep back in the fourth. A pretty important swing of the bat in this ball game.
Yeah, Boogie, he didn't waste any time. He jumped all over that pitch and saw it the entire way. You talk about squaring it up. He didn't miss a stitch on the baseball.
Check swing, went around. Strike one.
0-1.
Foul ball. The 0-2. Swings through that one. It's a strikeout. Max Muncy at the dish. 1 for 3. And immediately pumps in a strike to the left-handed hitter.
Well, I think that pitch surprised all of us. Right down the middle, doesn't get a swing. Not very often you see a hitter lay off a cookie like that.
Next offering is in for a strike.
2 strikes.
Fouls it back with 2 strikes. Freeman leads off first with 1 away. Foul ball still 0-2. And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. Spoils a 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. A changeup missing.
2 strikes.
1-2 the count. Goes down looking.
Well, interesting. He's looking very comfortable out of the stretch after giving up the leadoff single. Back-to-back strikeouts, so they haven't been able to move that runner up, get him into scoring position, and try to have a better chance of scoring. I tell you, good job so far on the mound. He just needs one more out.
And that's ripped into left. Base hit. And out 2 aboard.
He was all over that one. Just a solid swing right there. Caught it out front and ripped it into the outfield for the base hit. Those always feel great.
And next for L.A., Michael Conforto. Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock. Here comes Freddie around third. The throw is offline, and he's in to score. And they lead by 4.
Back-to-back base hits. I know that was a ground ball, but it was absolutely hammered through the infield. That's not one you're excited to get in front of if you're an infielder. You know they used to say, charge it. Crazy.
Tommy Edman at the plate.
We just might be talking about this at bat in our post-game wrap. He's proven he can drive in runs in these spots.
Just missed. And another ball.
When the skipper calls down to the bullpen, he's expecting the guy to come in and get outs. So far, not getting what he was hoping for.
Line drive, and that should be extra bases. Coming home. 1 run is in. Coming home. He'll score. 2 runs are in.
Gets the job done as he brings home a pair. Just a really nice approach to shoot that line drive to the opposite field. There's a lot of hard work and discipline that goes into getting a result like that at the plate. Doesn't come naturally for most hitters.
Manager out of the dugout now, and it looks like we'll see a change on the mound. John King done for the afternoon, and he's responsible for the runner on second, so the book isn't closed on him yet. We'll be right back. Andre Palante takes over on the mound.
And with the big deficit on the scoreboard, he almost has to just put that out of his mind. Every outing matters for relievers and their numbers, but I think it's tough to get up for this type of appearance the same way you would for one in a close game.
And up next for Los Angeles, Hesung Kim. Swing and a ball popped in the air, and it drops in. Here comes Edman around third. He'll score, and it's an RBI single, and they're pulling away up by 7 now.
Well, no waiting around right there. He was ready to swing it on the first pitch. Hooked around that pitch on the outside, but he was still able to square it up pretty nicely, and that takes quick, strong wrist to pull that off.
Here's Kike Hernandez. First pitch, and he just misses. Four runs already in the frame, and we're in the top of the 8th. Next offering is down low. And a foul ball. That one misses. 3-1. Mookie Betts waiting to bat for the Dodgers. Ripped on the ground a second. The throw to first. And they're happy to just get off the field after that frame. So it's 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors, and 1 left. Last half of the 8th coming up. It's the Dodgers 7 and the Cardinals nothing. Back now, new pitcher on the mound as we roll into the bottom of the 8th, Shohei Ohtani.
And you know, bullpen guys can struggle sometimes when they're called upon with big leads because it just doesn't have the same intensity as a tight game. So we'll see how sharp he is. Your mental toughness matters in situations like this as well.
So digging in, Nolan Gorman. Up the middle. Jump throw across his body. In time. Got him.
First of all, that's just a nice job to even get to that ball. And then even more impressive was the throw. Off balance. Had to try to, in the air, get his shoulders turned and make a strong throw. Does show off the strength of the arm. We're usually used to seeing that kind of arm strength from the shortstop.
Pajes up for the 3rd time here. Watches that one miss. Activity in the bullpen for the Dodgers. Number 78 up and loosening in the pen. Trevino warming up as well. One down, base is empty. Up and in, and it's 2-0.
Struggled a little bit in this one. Couple of strikeouts earlier, but doing a much better job in this at bat to get ahead and find a good hitter's count at 2-0.
That's off the mark, and it's 3-0.
3 balls, no strikes.
In there at the knees for a strike.
It's a tough pitch, but in terms of the best pitch you're going to get to hit in the at-bat, that fastball was down enough where you're going to catch up to one. That's the one. When she elevates, guys aren't touching it.
Throw on to Freeman. 2 up, 2 down.
Good sinker low in the zone right there and produced exactly what he was looking for. Ball on the ground. Nice ground out.
2 outs, base is empty. Jose Barrero next up for the Cardinals. Taking his first at bat of the game after entering on defense. That's in there. It's 0-1.
Power relievers one after another coming out of the bullpen these days. Got to be ready for that first pitch heater.
And that's in there for a strike, and quickly 0-2.
This guy's pounding the zone. Hitters don't have time to think in between pitches.
Outside low, and the count 1-2. 2 down, nobody on. Here, the bottom half of the 8th inning. And now 2-2. Way high.
Full count.
Three, 2 on the way. That's a good at bat right there. He was down early in that plate appearance. Works the walk.
One of the things about that 2-out walk, the base runner over at first base is going to have a very aggressive secondary lead. So a ball down the line or into the gap will produce a 2-out RBI, and those are the best. That is, if you are the offensive side of it.
And there's a foul ball. Barrero, the runner at first with 2 gone. Next offering in there for a strike. And the count is 0-2. This one in the air. Betts. And that is that. The Cards leave one, not going their way. It's 7-0. This game's a bit of a blowout, Singy. Let's talk about something random.
Let's do it.
All right, Singy, in ballpark entertainment, you got a favorite mascot race?
Yeah, I love what they do in D.C. with the former presidents.
Somebody always gets tackled. They always get hurt.
I know, and it's just crazy. Imagine running around in those big, bulky suits, and somebody's always going to go down.
That's in for a strike. Do you remember when Tim Kirkchin ran in the sausage race in Milwaukee?
No, I didn't see that one.
Yeah. Yeah, they used one of the kid-size ones.
You know, this isn't exactly a mascot race, but I love what they do in Atlanta with the freeze. I wanted to race the freeze at one point. I don't think my hamstrings could hold up for it now.
I feel like 5 years ago you could have handled the freeze. It would have been fun. And I would bait you into it and try and get you to train to race the freeze, and it just never materialized.
Yeah, I appreciate that you had enough confidence in me that I could beat a guy who looks like he was going to the Olympic trials at some point or another. But yeah, it's always a great thing to watch there at Truist Park.
Would you have worn one of those bobsled outfits like the freeze wears?
Nah, that would have been a little too revealing for me at this age.
I feel you. Freddie Freeman up to the dish. First pitch misses.
1-0.
Palante in his 3rd season, 26 years old, and he was drafted in the 4th round back in 2019. In the air, left field, down the line. Hops over the wall, and that's an automatic double.
Well, there's something really nice about getting yourself an automatic double like that. You get to stroll into second base without having to worry about a throw or getting your uniform dirty. And now you're just looking for the next guy to kind of do the same thing. Maybe put one in the gap so you can jog home as well.
Man at second with one away. Will Smith steps to the plate for the Dodgers. And that one fouled off. One out and a runner at second here in the top of the ninth. Next pitch is outside. And that's down and away. Two. Just missed.
And that's awfully close. I don't know how you take that. He's seeing the ball out of the pitcher's hand really well right now.
Got him looking, and he didn't like the call.
I guarantee he's going to check the tape on that last pitch when he gets a chance because he thought it was ball 4, and he wasn't wrong. I mean, it was a close pitch. Definitely not an easy call, but especially after a long at-bat, that'll drive you crazy getting rung up like that.
Here's Max Muncy, that funky Muncy. Fought off foul. Runner at second, 2 down. That one at 95 missed up top, and the count is 1-1. And that's downstairs and outside. Next offering is in for a strike. Fouled off the plate. They'll do it again. The 2-2 on the way. And a good eye there. Swinging a foul ball at the plate. They'll do it again. And ball 4, 2 aboard.
Well, that's a nice job of grinding out that at-bat. Saw a lot of pitches and ends up drawing the walk. Very gritty.
So first and second with 2 outs. And at the plate for the Dodgers, Andy Pages. Down the middle for a strike. 0-1. And ball 1.
I got a ball, 1 strike.
Swing and a pop-up. Foul at a play off to the right side. That'll find the stands. Two on, 2 outs. That's to third, Gorman. They get the force, and the inning is over. 2 left on. 2-3-4 set to hit in the bottom of the 9th. It's the Dodgers 7 and the Cardinals nothing. So bottom of the ninth. Now up for St. Louis, Mason Wynn. Ohtani back to work. Right through there for a strike. Lifted in the air, right center field. And that'll fall for a base hit. And a good start to the inning. Here's the second baseman, Brendan Donovan. First offering, and it just misses.
Well, the leadoff man gets on. You want to minimize the threat by playing sound defense. Hopefully the pitcher can get a ball on the ground and they can roll him up for 2.
Swinging a foul straight back. Nobody out. Runner at first. So a foul ball makes it 1-2. Ground ball could be 2. Off balance feed. There's 1. On to Freddie. Double play.
They made that double play look so easy, but it was far from routine. That's the one thing about big leaguers. They make tough plays look simple.
So they're down to their final out. Here's Contreras now. 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a ground out. Swing and a miss. Strike 1.
I guess you throw it that hard, you can get away with locations like that right down the middle. But I still think it's a dangerous pitch. Don't want to do it again.
Ground ball, and this should do it. Throw to first. Ball game. And the Dodgers use 2 pitchers to combine for the shutout.
Well, we saw complete domination in this one. The offense exploded for a blowout, and then the pitching staff nails, locked down the opponent. This team did everything right today.
This one ends 7-0. Dave Roberts and company celebrate in the dugout. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Shambi saying so long